Okay, so first graders, welcome to our first reading group. I am so proud of how much technology you learned last week. Not only did you learn to talk in a Google Meet, you learned how to take turns and to be great listeners in one. You used the mute button in order to make sure you heard better, and you really slowed down your speaking to make sure that you would call on the right person and you were able to click on the right parts of the screen. I am super proud. Can't say that enough. But there is still more technology work to be done before we can really get into our reading group sessions. And so today, I have a new challenge for you. Today, what we're going to do is you're going to learn to have two windows open. A window is just like what you see here. Okay, our Google Meet is in one window. Now, if I were to open up a second window, that's having a second window. They're two separate parts. Okay? You're going to need to learn to do that in order to read books and talk with your teacher. And so, while it might be a little challenging at first, I do believe you can do it. Before we can do that, though, there are two very important concepts that you have to learn. These two concepts will be important for the rest of your lives. And you will not memorize them right now. You will start to learn them. Some of you might already know them, and that would be great. But for those of you who are just starting, don't you worry. You have some time. But are you ready to hear what those ideas are that you need to know? You sure? You up for the challenge? Okay. You must learn your left and your right. And here's why. In order for your teachers to show you through technology from far away, we have to be able to say, click on the right part of your screen, or look on the left side of your screen. And you need to know what that means. And so I'm going to take some time right now to show you. And then we're going to jump back into how to use technology. Do you feel ready to do that? So let's talk about left and right. I have a really cool video for you. You ready to check it out? Okay, here we go.
Now raise your left hand, said my teachers to the class.
Oh, no, I better learn that fast.
Then they asked us for our right hands, and it made me want to hide, because I really didn't know which one's my left or right side.
We'll help you learn left.
Left, right, left.
We'll help you learn right.
Right, left, right.
Did you know that if you hold up your left hand, your thumb and index finger make the shape of an L, and L is for left?
First raise your left hand.
Raise your left hand.
Now raise your right hand.
Raise your right hand.
Now tap your left
Tap
foot.
your left foot.
Then tap your right
Tap
foot.
your right foot.
Now touch your left
Touch
side.
your left side.
And touch your right.
Touch your right side.
We all have left and right.
Now raise your left hand, said my teachers to the class.
Oh, no, I better learn that fast.
Then they asked us for our right hands, and it made me want to hide, because I really didn't know which one's my left or right side.
We'll help you learn left.
Left, right, left.
We'll help you learn right.
Right, left, right.
Don't forget, if you hold up your left hand, your thumb and index finger make the shape of an L, and L is for left.
First raise your left hand.
Raise your left hand.
Now raise your right hand.
Raise your right hand.
Now tap your left
Tap your
foot.
left foot.
Then tap your right
Tap
foot.
your right foot.
Now touch your left
Touch your left side.
and touch your right.
Touch your right side.
We all have left and right
Right
side.
Raise your right hand.
I can do that.
Now raise your left hand.
I can do that.
Tap your left foot.
I can do that.
Now tap your right foot.
I can do that.
Now jump to the left.
Jump, jump, jump.
Jump to the right.
Jump, jump, jump.
Jump to the left. Jump to the right.
Now I think I got it. Now I got it right.
Now raise your left hand, said my teachers to the class. Then they asked us for our right hands, and I lifted mine with pride, because now I knew what hands were on my left and right side.
We'll help you learn left.
Left, right, left.
We'll help you learn right.
Right, left, right.
You can learn them now, won't take too long. Let's learn them really fast with this left and right song.
Okay, so now that you have learned about your left and your right, it is time to start talking about how to open up your book and have your lesson in your Google Meet all at the same time. So step one, on that first screen, the Google Meet, you're going to move it all the way to the right side of your screen, all the way over there. Then you're going to make it, do you see how the arrow up in the corner, right there, it's kind of got a two-way arrow. It's kind of pointing both directions. You're going to click on that, and you're going to make the screen, or excuse me, the window, take up about half of your monitor, half of your screen. Then you have to open a second window. Now, I've already chosen my book, and I have my window ready. My hope is that when you are doing reading, you're going to have your book ready too before the lesson. So here we go. Now I could have my book open like that, but can you see the teacher that way? Nope. I'm going to make sure the book is on the left. And I'm going to make sure that there is no place where the two windows are touching. Notice how there's that space in between, right in here where the cursor is, that arrow. Now I can flip through my book and read it. I can use my star stamp if I need to. And at the same time, we can talk and listen to each other when we need to. That's how you're going to be able to have reading groups and read and have your classmates and teacher with you at the same time. So just always make sure your book stays on the left. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to see your group. It's just the way it works, particularly when there's more than one of us here. Your meet stays on the right. You have two windows, and they do not touch each other. Thumbs up if you think you've got it. Now this is going to take practice. We'll be practicing it a lot, but I'm not going to do lessons over and over again. So I recommend that you practice at home, and that if you have a chance to practice with friends or if you want to come to office hours, we can absolutely do that. But this is something you're going to get used to, all right? Okay, let's move on to the actual fun part of reading, the reading. Okay, let's turn this off.